stick it out.
This is Terry Gross with Fresh Air. Just kidding.
It's like.
What's that other guy's name? Ira Glass. This is Ira Glass.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my god.
Too good.
I thought that was the opening, maybe. Should be.
Start with some music here.
Yeah. And we're just talking. It'll all right. Kind of makes you want to do this, right?
It does.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're dancing. We don't want to stop. But I'm Gina, and I'm your host today at noon on Tuesday. And I'm very excited because I think it's only fitting that today, our first episode of what we're calling our Chef Showcase series, is featuring the very first chef that wandered into Vanessa Moe Cheese all of 13 years ago,
Yes.
Chef Katie Grebow of San Diego. Everybody, welcome.
Nice to see you.
Welcome, Katie. So
Thank you.
good to see
So
you.
good to see you, Gina.
Yeah. So honestly, the story goes, I'm going to take you back, and I'm going to guess that it was about February or March of 2004
Yes.
that in comes Katie, and you were with, remind me the chefs at Region.
Oh, yes.
the guys from Region.
Michael Stabner and
Yes.
but was that who I came in with? Oh, how
It was
funny.
Michael.
Yeah.
It was the two of you come walking into the
Oh
little
my
shop
God.
in Mission Hills.
How funny.
We're brand new open, right?
Yeah.
And like, oh, we're chefs and blah, blah, blah. And Katie's question to me was, you do have a wholesale program, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at Katie and I said, well, of course we do. Sure. I can get you all the details tomorrow. How about if I send you just all the things? You want to taste some cheese in the meantime?
Wow.
And that night I immediately ran home to Roger and said, Roger, what is a whole-sale program and what are we going to do? And how
Oh
are we
my
going to make this
gosh.
happen? Because I just met these chefs today.
I didn't even realize that's how it went down. That's so funny. Well, you're very professional.
It's really, I tried, it's
Yeah.
all those years of improv.
Yeah.
has
Wow.
helped in the business. But I'm just
Wow.
curious, Katie, to start there. How did you guys even know that we were there then? Do
You know,
recall?
someone else told me about Vanessa Moe a bunch of times. Was it Vince Bayard, maybe?
Oh,
someone,
maybe.
someone kept telling me about it.
Yeah.
And so it made me think I got to go in there. It was the only cheese shop in town, and I was so excited to have
Yeah.
a place to go to get like cheese that was really not available on cheese lists from like normal purveyors, So
Right.
I
Yeah.
was very happy.
That's so great, Katie.
Yeah.
So tell us about, where's your love of cheese come from? And
That's a good
yeah.
question. Actually, it is kind of funny that I do really have an extreme love for cheese because I was vegetarian for a long time.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, for about 11 years, I was a very strict vegetarian. I mean, I wouldn't even eat like gummy worms or anything.
No gummy worms.
Or gel cap medicine because of the gelatin. Now I'm like all about stock and gelatin.
You're like, bring it on.
Yeah. But anyway, for a long time, it was very important to me as like a younger person in my 20s and stuff. And but cheese doesn't cause harm to animals. Cheese doesn't,
Right.
So I loved eating cheese. That was like my protein, my cool, like fun source of protein and deliciousness. So I think that's probably why I became so obsessed.
Sure, and led you there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to cheese with like the terroir that you can taste in a raw cheese, and we can get into that later and discuss exactly what that means. But I mean, that's why it sustained it, because it's like there's such varied varied cheese, varied flavors in cheese, and
Yeah.
it's not like it's a simple thing. So
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
It is kind of like
Yeah.
that. It's not like a trend or anything. This is a food that has been around for thousands of
Yeah,
years. That is such a
exactly.
staple. And
I know. I don't think people realize that. I don't think people realize that, like, some of these recipes, like Cantal and things like that, some of the AOC ones in France, that they're like 500, 600 years old.
yeah, been making it in
Yeah.
that exact way
Yeah.
from that place for
Yeah.
that long of a time.
It's insane.
right?
And I love that you put that on your receipts.
I think to give you the full sense of terroir, we've brought animals with us today.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, the receipts, Katie. Yeah, we tried really to make it kind of educational for people
Yes,
because
it
cheese
really
is good.
is.
And was it helpful? Is it helpful?
It is very
Yeah.
helpful how you can go into Venissimo and on your receipt it'll say a whole essay about the cheese that you buy. It'll instruct you on what wine to pair. It'll tell you details about that little catchphrases and words that you can spit out when you're having your party and hosting your a party where you have a special cheese plate. You can be like, oh, this cheese is a 500-year-old recipe. This one's raw. This one's from this place. This one's not allowed on transportation. I
In
love
France,
that.
isn't that a good one?
That's so funny. And it's true. And so I think that's really great that you do that. It's very
Okay.
helpful to inform people because I think that's where people, get worried is they don't know what they're doing when they get into like the fancy cheeses, and it's very helpful.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's what we
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a crazy big cheese world out there.
It is.
I
It's
think-
very overwhelming.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? I think we started, I know opening day, I can tell you exactly, we had 50 cheeses
Oh,
on the shelves.
really? Now how many do you
Oh
have?
my, well, on any given day, there's probably 100, 120
Oh my
in the case.
gosh.
But in the course of the history, now there's been over 2,000 different
Oh, yeah.
cheeses. Can you believe?
No,
Katie?
I
And there's
know
more every
because
week. Yeah.
at Cafe Chloe, I logged what we served, and I would even organize it into like the animals and the countries, and we did over 600 different types.
You did alone.
Yeah, and
Oh
they were
my God.
probably
Yeah.
99% came from Venissimo. So
Yeah.
that was amazing.
That is really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
great.
That was exciting.
Tell us about that cheese plate, because I do have to say that I still think remains one of the most beautiful plates in town.
Oh,
And
you're
it's not even a
sweet.
plate; it's a presentation.
Yeah, the
like you came up
marble
with
and-
this beautiful thing. I know.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yes, it's
Yay!
wild cheering.
So yeah, the owners of Cafe Chloe, John, Allison, and Tammy, they all had this beautiful idea to do the pedestal and like elevate it actually physically, in the air and have it be like a whole presentation on the table, which was adorable. And then they got marbles that were made for the pedestals, and it was so fun doing that whole cheese plate.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
often made. You have to share with me.
Oh, yeah, the
like
compotes.
the compotes and the
Yeah.
jellies.
Yes, yes.
How did you do that? And,
Yes, the
that's
gelée.
great.
That's true. Okay, so
gelée.
yeah, we would. Well, it's gelée when it's GEL with an E and an accent and then another E. So that's gelée, and that's when you take wine and you add a little bit of gelatin, and then it basically sets it so it's like a wine jelly. But you can put enough gelatin so that it can be sliced into really pretty cubes, but still have that mouthfeel that's melty and nice.
Oh, nice.
So that was really cool because
Jelly.
what we would do that for was so that you could have a taste of the wine that might pair with the cheese perfectly. For instance, there's some pairings within France that are so easy, like goat cheese is very popular in the Loire Valley, so then you could pair a Vouvray with it, and so on and so forth. So that was really fun.
How
do
fun.
that.
You must have
Yeah.
experimented with all different combinations.
Yeah, or like Gewürztraminer makes a very floral, like very good, like interesting gelée. But maybe someone wouldn't order that by the glass, so that was kind of cool to pair that kind of a wine with, or rosé gelées. Oh my god!
Oh,
so good.
serious?
Yeah.
Delicious?
Yeah.
I got to try this.
Yeah, we even did red wine ones too. But
Yeah.
and then the compotes were also really fun. And I would do the same kind of thing. I would pick the region that the cheese was from. Like for instance, in the Pyrenees, where there's only room for sheeps to move around the mountains, and it's all sheep's milk. They also just had a lot of cherries over there, and so it's always sheep's milk and cherries,
Sure.
always in France or in the south of France. And so, I would do stuff that was like historical, like that, like something that would be naturally paired together.
Yeah.
So that was really fun too.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
What were some of your tips when you were putting together, a plate that you're
yes.
serving, at
Yes.
a nice restaurant? What was your trick or technique?
So a cheese, for picking cheeses for a platter, I like to make sure it's all, varied in terms of, it depends how many cheeses you're going to do. I always like to do several. I think you should do like 6 or something at least. But, I mean,
I have to agree.
when it's 3, it's not as fun. So anyway, I like to always have some soft ones, but not just one. I like to do one that's washed rind. If you're going
Okay.
to do several cheeses, then it's nice to have one that's washed rind.
Mhm.
Which, should we get into what that
Go
means?
for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the washed rind is like the stinkiest one for the hardcore cheese lovers in the group. And so they wash it with alcohol or sometimes salt water, right?
Correct.
And then it kind of ferments the outside and makes it, when you see cheese with like an orange outside, that like a poisse, the one that's banned on the public transportation, that is like an example of wash rind. And so I like to do that because it's the real sophisticated people in the group will always like
they're going to
happy about
appreciate that,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Then you got to have like a creamy cheese that's not as hard to relate to, like a very nice double cream or a triple cream or a brie or a brie that you don't see in the normal supermarkets. At Venice Mill, they have like the real bries. Like, are bries AOC, like Nanji?
Bries are AOC. Yeah, we have technically they're fromage de Mo here, not Brie de Mo
Okay,
because of
yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
but
Brie
they
de
are.
Mo, oh, so good. And those have that like foresty mushroom and the forest mushroom kind of flavor. And I
love
just
that.
got me into saying something about the vacheron and the Mont d'Or. Oh, Mont d'Or.
Both of us.
Mont d'Or's my favorite.
Ever.
Yeah. So when you get that, like those come with like a pine bark or a spruce bark,
Yeah,
right?
isn't that great?
And that really
Beautiful.
gives it that like mushroomy, like
Woodsy,
forest floor
yeah.
flavor. that I call
Which is only good in cheese,
Yeah,
right? This
yeah.
is the only thing where barnyard, stinky socks,
Yeah. Yeah, are
forest
good.
floor
Yeah.
are really, really good things.
good flavors. But
Yeah.
and that's very different from the washed rind. So I like to do those
Sure,
two for
contrast.
softs. Then I like to have what I call the squeaky cheese, a
Ooh.
semi-soft, but I always
Yeah.
call like certain ones squeaky. Like
That's nice.
like
I like
what's
that.
an example of that? I can't
Description.
even think of
Would it
one.
be like a Bruder Basel, a Petite Basque?
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Petit Basque is
maybe? Is that the
squeaky,
texture
but
you're
yeah.
thinking?
Like when you see a little bit of holes in it, like I can only think of one that's not so like obscure, but like Due de Montagne or something like that, where it has like the holes.
The
and it's
holes
all
like an Appenzeller, would that
so
fall into
good.
that?
Yeah.
Or Emmentaler a little bit? Or some of the Goudas that are not so aged,
Gouda, yeah,
maybe?
not aged Gouda.
Mhm.
So that's fun. And then mentioning, what did you just mention? Petit Basque. Yeah.
Petite Basque.
So
yeah.
I love to feature a sheep's milk because sheep, in my opinion, has like always a sweeter. Thank you,
And
Roger.
they sound great. I love them. Oh, get back over there. Go.
So sheep's nice. It always lends like a caramel note to the cheese,
right?
in my
A
opinion.
little bit of a sweetness, always with the sheep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so a sheep, like a Torquay, is kind of the
Oh,
cheese
yeah.
that
Right.
that actually got me to become like a cheese lover, like a fancy
Oh, that's
cheese
really
lover.
great.
Yeah,
Torquay.
it was the first cheese I tried in a cheese shop that I was like, wait a minute.
This
What?
is cheese,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. A
The
Torquay.
aha moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Everybody has, I think, their cheese.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
that. Wow,
Yeah.
blows you away. Awesome.
And it's like I think people are familiar with goat cheese, but before they ever enter a Venice milk kind of a store, they haven't necessarily had a sheep's milk. I mean, I guess now everyone kind of knows Manchego, and
Probably
you know
the most popular.
Pecorino.
Exactly.
But you don't know
Mhm.
the softer sheeps, and that's a real different. Like Manchego and Pecorino are totally different from the softer sheep's milk, like a Torquay and Osairati and the Petit Basque.
Petit
you know,
Basque.
so.
And to know that you could have a brie that is a
Yeah.
sheep milk, like a
Oh,
Brebis
yeah,
Rouge
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
all those milks can be made
that's
in all those
true.
different styles.
That's true.
And blue cheese
Yeah.
with sheep milk.
That's
do that too.
that's true. The
Yeah.
Roquefort, but also wait, was there another? Oh, Bleu de Basque. Oh, that's
Still
good.
a good one.
Yeah, that's a
Haven't
good
had
one.
that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're making me hungry.
Is that the one that comes like in a triangle?
Oh,
That one's
that
fabulous.
one. No,
There's
that,
like a blue
yes.
that's triangular, and I think it's
Mhm.
sheep's milk, and it just makes such a cool slice.
What a
That's another thing.
presentation.
That's
Oh, yeah.
another thing to think about is presentation and the different looks of
Yeah.
them.
You do
But-
fabulous, like chunks.
Yeah.
Like what else would you put
Yeah,
on it
yeah.
versus just a cube of cheese?
Yeah, well, okay, so when you're picking the cheese plate and we're past sheep's, another thing I would say is a cheddar is nice. A cheddar is really specific to
Delicious.
England, and there's not really cheddars made in other countries. And cheddars are so delicious. Everyone loves them. And you can really get a really fancy one, a cloth bound or something really aged, something very sharp. And then what you can do with cheddar that's really fun is just pick it apart, like stab it with like
Like an ice
something,
pickup.
yeah, something that pierces it, and then
Yeah.
let it crumble into the natural like shapes, and that
Mhm.
looks really cool.
I love that.
Yeah,
Like,
when you have your plate and you have some things sliced, some things whole that are creamy, and then some that are like crumbled in that weird organic way, it looks really cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you do eat, like they say, eat with your eyes
Yeah.
first.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that look
Yeah.
is just fabulous. That
Yep.
is really great.
Should we hit the other cheeses? Let's see what else we
Yeah.
would do. A goat cheese.
Yep.
And goat is cool because what's interesting about goat is that you don't have to do just a chef. There's so many other goats. I would rather, if you're going to make a really interesting cheese plate, maybe feature an aged goat or something, because everyone knows the creamy chev that you can get just from
Exactly.
anywhere.
In the little tube.
Yeah, which is not fun. Rind is fun. Those tubes, oh God, and they're not fun to get the cheese out either.
No, they're the worst package design ever. Like if you
ever.
could invent a better
Literally.
package to open a chev, somebody do this
It's a
because this
nightmare.
is awful.
It really is.
Good point.
It is, but so yeah, so there's so many aged goats. Let's see. There's
Yeah.
obviously the Garocha, but there's so many others
Right.
too.
Yeah.
That are really fun, and that gives it I like the way that the aging tames the goat flavor too.
A little bit. It's
Yeah.
pretty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rinds.
Yeah.
Right? So many times, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you would see it on the boards, the rinds get cut off and pushed aside. And you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you just left behind
Oh,
a really good part of
like
the
a
cheese.
boucheron. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Like
Yeah.
the logs that's true. And then there's the ash rinds, which are also like,
Beautiful.
add a really nice look to your cheese plate. And then, okay, then you need to have a blue. And
Yes.
and you can go two directions with blue. You can go creamy, which is my favorite way to go. Saint
Mhm.
Agor, my favorite. So creamy.
Top of the chain.
Yeah, and also Gorgonzola Dolce. It's one of my favorite. It's overlooked because people don't think Gorgonzola is fancy, but it's usually the piquant Gorgonzola you see in places, but not the Dolce. And you always
Yes,
have the Dolce,
the
or often
Dolce.
do. And it's
Yeah.
so nice. It's so creamy. And then, but then you could also go for a crumbly, dry, really sharp blue, like, oh my God, Valdione wrapped in sycamore leaves. What?
What?
That is so spicy and crazy.
So crazy and
Yeah.
so good and so Spanish.
Yeah.
Underrated cheese
Yeah.
country, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and the leaf wrapping. I mean, that's another thing that will visually make your cheese plate look fabulous.
Yes. the
And then,
leaves.
okay, wait, we're not done yet though, because then
there's more.
Then there's the Gruyere, Comté, like
Mm,
Alpine flavors.
Yeah.
You need something from that section, in my
Right.
opinion, always.
yeah.
Then, or like, what's that? Charfamax. Oh,
Sharp
that is so good.
from behind the Alps, washed.
Yeah.
A washed rind. So an Alpine can be washed.
Yep,
So
that's
that one's
true.
washed as well. So you get two best of both worlds. That
Double
washness.
Double whammy.
Yeah, double whammy. It's all
And then,
good.
wait, there's more though.
Somebody loves cheese.
Yeah.
There's a mouse in the house.
Wait, I feel like I'm still. There's got to be one more thing at least. What is my other like thing that I always put?
What have we missed?
I guess like one more dry. Oh, a smoked something. I love to do a little
Ooh.
smoked
Mhm.
and not like smoked Gouda. That's so boring. I mean, smoked Gouda is delicious, but when
Yeah.
you go to Venismo, there's so many other smoked things. Idiazabal, tortilla, the Spanish
Mhm.
smokes.
Mhm.
Then there's the American stuff. There's smoked
Good.
blue. There's
Right.
what else?
Smoky
is there?
blue,
Smoked.
crazy, right? What,
Yeah,
what an
something-
interesting thing.
Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
a nice thing to add on there too. And I think that smoked cheese is like an easy gateway cheese for beginner eaters too.
Yeah, interesting.
Because they're used to the
that smoked Gouda, like that's
Yeah.
just such a common thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you serve, Katie, with the smoked things? We get asked
Oh,
that
yeah,
a
that's
lot.
a good-
You know,
oh,
like
yeah.
with the smoked cheese. Well, do you do a cherry with it, or is that weird?
You know
or
what
could
I
do
would say
peach?
is
What would you do?
tomato marmalade, because tomato
sounds weird.
marmalade is it
Yeah.
sounds weird.
It does, but it sounds good. But
It's so easy. You can if you peel it and de-seed it, it'll come out even nicer. But you can just be lazy and just chop them. But if you just cook the tomatoes with quite a bit of sugar,
Mhm.
and then they get translucent, that's when they've become like jammy, and then it'll stay really good for a long time because it's become like preserved with the sugar. And while you're
Nice.
doing that, while you're cooking in a pot with sugar, you just add like a whole cinnamon stick and like some cloves and a star anise, and then it gets this like really good haunting like spice flavor. And
sounds
that is
delish.
perfect for Spanish things in my opinion. So Spanish smoked cheeses like tortilla de sabal, and then for the smoked blues, I think it works well for both.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds really great. And I guess that now it's kind of making sense to me. Like I think of a charred tomato or
Yeah,
something with
yeah.
that kind of little bit of a smoke with it.
Yeah.
So then having a little sweet
Yeah.
tomato flavor with the smoke.
Yeah,
Hot tip.
I think that's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. Very
Maybe even
good.
a pepper jelly too, because you still some of those pepper jellies.
Some of the
right?
pepper cheeses,
Yeah.
pepper jellies
Yeah,
and
that
pepper
might be
cheeses.
nice.
Like, there's a what's your take on flavored cheeses? Are you a cheese purist that only wants
kind of,
thing, or-
yeah.
yeah,
But what
versus
is there
stuff
flavored besides those Stiltons?
Like, okay, yeah, there's the Stiltons with the fruits
I'm not.
in
A,
them.
f- I'm
Not
not
a
a fan.
fan.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, that's all right.
Not my
That's why there's so
favorite.
many. Yeah, for everyone.
You know, Stilton's the king of blues. Like, why are we
Why do
messing
they use
with
the
it?
name? Yeah, that is so confusing. Why are you messing with this name and putting in some apricots and
know?
mangoes and
I
blueberries?
mean,
we don't know.
what?
But
Yeah.
we'll have to ask England
Yeah.
sometime. We'll
But if
get them
that's
on
what
the
it
phone.
takes to get you in the door to like getting into good cheese, you start with that and then you go from there, then I'm okay with you trying
Exactly.
that.
To go- then it will be allowed. Excellent.
Yeah.
What do you
okay.
think of truffle? Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so much truffle now
I
infused into
am
the
a
cheese.
fan.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the section we skipped in the perfect cheese plate addendum. Please add a truffle cheese to
Truffle.
that mix. Okay, let's go back. So we need speziato al tartufo. What?
Yeah, tell
That-
us this because explain why you love it. And I love this too. This
That
is
has a
ridiculous.
special place in my heart.
Mhm.
So it's truffled throughout, and the truffle flavor is pronounced. Because some truffled cheeses, it's not noticeable,
Yeah.
but that one is pronounced. And then it has that squeaky cheese.
Oh, that does have the
texture
texture.
that
Kind
I
of spongy,
love.
squeaky,
Yeah.
bouncy. Yeah.
And then the outside rind is gorgeous and flavored with like cinnamon. No, not cinnamon. Maybe clove.
Cinnamon.
Just clove.
Yep.
or-
Cinnamon, clove, coriander.
Ugh,
What was the other one?
unbelievable.
Cardamom. It's a melange, I guess is the word,
which
of
sounds
spices.
weird with truffle, but it's not. It's amazing.
Crazy combination, and I leave it always to the Italians to come
Yeah.
up with something so crazy.
So good. And
Yeah.
then sottocinere is really good, and
Mhm,
it has
with
that
the
pretty
ash.
rind.
Yeah.
And then the moliterno. To me, the truffle's not like dispersed well, but it still like presents so beautifully. And when you do get one streak of truffle, it's like you're
You've
lucky.
hit the gold mine.
Yeah.
It's like it is digging for
Yeah.
gold in a piece of moliterno
Yeah,
because moliterno, everyone is like a pecorino, but then they kind of inject the cheese with little
With, like,
veins
huge veins,
and huge veins, and you can get a
Like,
blob, a huge
ridiculous
vein
amount
of truffle.
Yeah.
Or you could get a piece that really doesn't have a lot in
Yeah.
it, and it's just kind of soaked in the essence of the truffle.
Yeah.
So you're right. That one is
Yeah.
digging for gold, but once you find it, it's
Yeah, that's a
golden. It's
good one. Yeah.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah. And then biscotto. I know we've
Yeah.
talked about how it doesn't have a rind, so it's not like the most beautiful,
Exactly.
but it is so truffly.
That one, yeah, still
Perfect for cooking with.
because
Yeah.
it melts beautifully, and has such an essence
It's
of
just
truffle.
so uniform. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
really well done.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I don't think you can go wrong with the truffle. I'm with
Yeah.
you too. Those are some of my
Yeah.
all-time favorites, and to have a flavored one, I think that one lends itself to cheese because it is
Yeah.
again, a truffle is this earthy
Yeah.
ingredient on its own, right?
Wait, now I feel like I
Oh,
need
no,
to
another
add another
category?
category. Okay.
Division number
You
2.
need to have also a mixed milk because biscotto's the mixed cow sheep, and when you get a mixed milk, it's like nothing else. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
It's not like it's becomes more confusing. It becomes better, in my opinion. And so that whole Alta Longa, like if you pick
that
something
line.
from that line, yeah, that's like a great choice. Like La Torre is
Mhm.
really famous, but
Ugh.
there's also Robiola, and there's so many others.
Sure, that are
There's like
mixed now.
cool Robiolas, Trelati, and then Del
Mhm.
Bosco.
Yeah.
And then all those there's like a bunch from them. And so
Yes.
one of those on the plate is really nice too. It's an in-between texture, so I wouldn't put it instead of your triple creams and stuff, but I would just add that like as another, if you're going to get like 8 different cheeses.
If you need 8
add
to
a
10 for
mixed milk.
sure, put that in
If
there.
not a mixed milk, then maybe a buffalo, because it's nice to have just
Yeah.
at least one more. You have a goat, a sheep, a bunch of cow, and then maybe one mixed or a buffalo.
Yeah.
That's
Buffalo too,
nice.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
because
there's
there's
the
the
buffalo.
tang and there's more to buffalo than buffalo mozzarella, which is what
Yes.
most people associate with
yes,
buffalo.
Yes, now there's so many Casatica de Bufala, and then the Taleggio style buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the
Is that
quadrolo.
crazy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Really good.
Northern California now. I don't know if you've got to try it yet. Bleeding Heart Dairy's making a
Oh.
buff blue. So buffalo blue.
Ooh, that's
So you get that kind of
nice.
tang of the buffalo and then just beautiful blue. And it's got a rind that you would just die
That's
for.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
When it's authentic,
Yeah.
old world looking
That's
cheese.
nice.
That is
Yeah.
so good. So
Yeah.
what else are you doing now, Katie? So are you at a restaurant now or you're personal chefing
I
now?
am a private chef
Private
now.
chef now,
Yep.
yes.
So I'm doing mostly what I do is like dinner parties, like a special occasion. People call me for like someone's 50th birthday or 40th anniversary or something like a milestone. A lot of people happen to call for that reason, and it's like they'll want a special dinner with just their closest friends, like 10, 12 people,
Yeah.
and then I'll do like 6 courses, and I'll just make it really fun, and if I
Sure.
can, I'll always add a cheese course.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Can
you
I,
definitely need
please?"
a cheese course in there. And I always want to serve it after the entree, because
Yeah.
that's when cheese should be served. Well, I mean, at least
Traditional,
according
yeah.
to France, which
Right.
is kind of what steers my stuff, my cooking. So I like to try and squeeze in a cheese course after entree, before dessert. Although I think sometimes they do it after dessert. But anyway,
I'm with you though.
so
The before,
yeah,
I think
that's
it's perfect.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm generally doing. And then sometimes bigger parties. And then sometimes I have clients that I deliver meals to. But mostly it's like dinner parties
Yeah.
and stuff.
And
yeah.
that's really great
Yeah.
because you have a beautiful, not baby anymore.
Yeah.
You have a family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right? And that's
They're
just
big now.
awesome.
5 and 3, about to turn 6 and 4.
No.
What's that?
They're
Let me
here.
hear that again. Let me hear that again. Is that them?
I can't believe it, Katie. Yeah,
It's
so
so
that is
funny.
really nice.
Yeah.
Can people reach out to you like on Facebook
Yeah,
if they were
yeah.
interested?
Yeah, reach me on Facebook. I do get a lot of
Yeah.
that's how people reach me a lot. Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I have a website, www.chefkatiegrebow .com,
Oh,
or
gotta
my
go look.
email is chefkatiegrebow@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got to reach you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you liking that? Because I mean,
Yeah.
it's so different than
Yeah.
being, the executive chef
Yeah.
in any restaurant, which I cannot even imagine the
Yeah.
the trials and just
Yeah.
the hours you
It's
put
a lot of
in
hard
to do
work.
this. And I think I've just gone behind the scenes a couple times to
Yeah.
watch what
Yeah.
goes on back there. You guys, whoa!
Well, you did
The
that.
fact
We
that
did
any
that
food-
dinner recently. Well, like
fun.
last year already at
the cucina.
Enoteca. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. You saw the whole thing there.
Super fun.
Helped
That is just
out.
crazy to me. The fact that
Yeah.
anything gets out to anybody's tables correctly in the right order
Yeah.
and the right time to me is
Yeah,
amazing.
It is a lot of hard
Yeah.
work. It's really, it's a
Yeah.
labor of love, like they say.
Sure,
It's
sure.
true. Yeah.
And you left, but you're one of the few that I know of the female chef. If we can
Yeah.
go there for a
Yeah.
minute, in the city, there's
Yeah.
still less of them.
Yeah.
And
It's
why do you think
changed
it
a lot,
is?
though.
Yeah.
Well,
it
I mean, I
families
can
or-
see why. I mean, honestly, like, if you do want to try and have a family one day, it is really hard to make
Mhm.
that work. I mean, I pretty much had to just leave the industry. I mean, at least I'm still doing chef work, but you can't really, I mean, you don't see your family,
Yeah.
I worked until my daughter was 2, and she called me daddy all the time when I would get home because she just didn't even like, it was like there was a
Sure.
daddy and that was it. Like, and I was just
Yeah.
like the extra daddy that
That
was
kind of
barely
shows
there.
up. Once
Yeah,
in a
it was so
while.
bad. So then when
Wow.
when I stopped working there, that's when we started having more of a relationship. So it was not good,
Yeah.
so I can see why. I mean, it's just hard. Like, it seems like men can do a job where they can have a family and not be around, and women have to find
Yeah.
some other way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
it's just a little different.
you
Yeah,
know?
and I think
So, but when you're in your 20s and you're just
Mhm.
like doing what, having fun and doing a cool job, you're not thinking about family yet. So they're all starting, a lot of women are cooks and are getting in the industry, but then when they get closer to that age where they start thinking about their personal life, I think then they kind of start
sure. Do I
maybe
want
doing
this?
other things. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lifestyle choice,
It
right?
is, it
Of
really
being a
is.
chef.
Yeah, yeah. it
In a
is.
kitchen, in a
Yeah,
restaurant versus
yeah.
saying a private chef or
Yeah.
personal chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any tips for any of the ladies out there that are either wanting to get into the business
Yeah.
or
I think
venturing in?
you just for one thing, I want to say it's so easy to get in the industry and to work if you are willing to just work for free, put your head down, or not work for free always, but like work for less and just do something that's not compensated that well for a little while, so you can learn from someone. And then once you've like shown that you are willing to do whatever it takes, and you just say yes all the time, stay late every day, do
Yeah.
everything they ask, do something that takes like 5 hours of one chore over and over without complaining, then people will see that you're into it, and then you'll get promoted, and you'll move
Right.
places. It's so easy. That's all you have to do.
right?
What
Show
other
up and do
industry
this.
is like that? Because other
Yeah.
industries you have to like, I don't know, you have to like, I guess what I'm saying is in this one, you just do the work. It's not like you have to think about anything. You just have to actually just do this work without complaining, and you'll get promoted.
And get promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're like, yeah.
yeah.
I bet you people fall off very quickly
Yeah.
that are not interested once they start
and
doing
there are
it.
a lot of people that like come and they're like, this is annoying, or I don't want to do this all day, or I'm tired of segmenting oranges, and it's like,
But that's part of
okay,
being a
but
chef.
I need like 4 quarts of segmented oranges, so you're going to be doing this for 3 hours now. Hurry up, you know.
Such is the reality of,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, I think if you are willing to, like, you know, if you want to work somewhere really good, like a really nice restaurant, you just show up to that restaurant in the in between hours, not during service,
Sure.
and you just offer to peel potatoes in the back for like 4 hours,
And you'd
then
be
they'll
hired, like, this
yeah,
fast,
they'll have
huh?
you come the next day, and it's not hard, you know, and then
Yeah.
you can work under a really great chef, and
That is a super tip.
yeah.
Super
So,
tip.
as long as they see
Yeah.
that you're trying, you know, or that
Yeah.
you really put the effort in, you know.
And aren't you going to learn really quick if this is what you really want to do then?
You are,
You know, right?
You are.
By
You
putting in those hours.
Yeah, I mean that is the way to
Mhm.
do it. So if you're looking to get into this career, you don't necessarily have to go to school. But you have to, like, you know, go and work under someone and get that training, and that I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And go to Europe, like, you know, have the,
course.
you know, try and get yourself to another country, and they
See how
usually
they
have
do.
ways of they usually have ways of like putting you up so that you can stay and work the job, and they'll give you, you know, room and board. I mean, there's just lots
Yeah.
of things like that that people maybe don't realize, and
Yeah.
I
ways
think
to
that's a
learn.
good way to do it.
No, that's
know.
just super.
Yeah.
Awesome, Katie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, anyone planning a private party, do look Chef Katie up because, as you can tell, it would be delicious. And we're going to post. She shared with me a couple of your favorite cheese recipes: the tartiflette, and then
yeah.
the other one with
the
the chef,
warm croissant.
Oh.
The
which
chef
you've made for me
salad.
before.
Yeah.
It's delicious. And I'm also going to post little notes about the gelée that you
Yeah.
said and the
Yeah.
tomato jam.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because that sounds really good. So we'll put those up this evening at noonontuesday.com. If you
Yeah.
need a party with Katie, give
Yeah.
Katie a call.
Call me.
And thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you, hear you, talk to you all next week. Noon on
Okay.
Tuesday. Have a good one.
Bye. I like this sound effects. Oh
If
my
we're nothing
God.
but cheesy, I mean, at least it's cheesy, right?
Why do you look so